Now, we've seen the fandom's war all over social media. TikTok, Instagram, you name it, YouTube. What is the better anime? Blue Lock or Aoi Ashi? Plot. Blue Lock consists of a top striker from the get-go, picked out of 300 other insane individuals to represent his talents on the world stage. He's just lost a tournament and is on the brink of his ending. But he's chosen to have the chance to represent Japan in the greatest sporting tournament the world has to offer. But it's not an easy path. He must betray, climb and destroy friends and opponents alike as he works to be the greatest striker in not only Japan, but the world, over the likes of Lionel Messi and Ronaldo. But what makes Blue Lock so interesting? I'm sure we've heard the statement dozens of times, but it's the literal killing intent each of these players have, which completely contrasts any other sporting anime to hit the screens. Isagi, the main character, will make friends but also have to betray them in the process of getting to the top. And we've never seen this before. Not in Kuroko's Basket, not in Haikyuu or any other. Isagi has to be the hero of his own story but the villain of everyone else's. But what makes this trait so good? Something so egotistical, something so self-centered. The fact that you have to destroy everyone else's dreams to get to your goal. There's no teamwork involved. No friendship, none of that. However, unlike Blue Lock, in Aoi Ashi, we follow the journey of a talented underdog who has been luckily picked by the top manager of Japan to come out and try for his team. Desperate to win, he manages to make it through the trials and gets a spot on the team. But he's surrounded by the best of the best and is presented with an endless ladder he must climb to even reach a spot in the A-team. His dream is so close yet so far. But as he walks this lonely journey of trying to be the egotistical goal scorer he believes in, he's stopped and begins to question. Is he really cut out to be a striker? This story is the complete opposite of Blue Lock and actually teaches our main character to work with people and use teamwork to achieve his goals. His ego is actually being taken away from him and his own dreams are being crushed in order to attain a new one. Aoi Ashi is a much slower paced anime compared to Blue Lock. It focuses on the technical aspects of football and the tactics behind the game, unlike Blue Lock, which is extremely fast and revolves around individual talents, using each other to their advantage as they aim for the trophy. Looking at it this way, we can see that Blue Lock is built off the hype. It heavily reminds me of manga, light novel, or Soul and Leveling. Blue Lock is quick and constantly keeps you on the edge of your toes with its constant surrealism, with tactics and goals that are nearly impossible in the real game. Most likely, they're probably impossible. I've seen things. Aoi Ashi, on the other hand, shows you the slow build-up of a game, the defensive techniques, the offside traps, along with the small shifts of each player. Blue Lock is literally just give the ball, do some magic, and score. Aoi Ashi, I can definitely say, is real football. But does that mean it's better? Of course not. Anime is a form of escapism, and sometimes people like an exaggeration. Looking over at Food Wars, for example. Food Wars was a highly exaggerated anime about chefs and cooking. Emotion. Both display roller coasters of emotions, but for completely different things. Aoi Ashi displays a far bigger role in the side characters. Not to say that Blue Lock doesn't, but Aoi Ashi uses and needs the backstories of different characters to heavily affect the story. Since it's a team effort, especially since Aoi Ashi is a lot about teamwork, every individual character heavily affects the main character. Aoi Ashi is a slow ride of a boy trying to find his real position in football and how many ups and downs there are to his real talent. Gifted with an eagle eye ability, it grants him many advantages, but is it suited for him? Should he really be playing that dream position, the striker, the goal scorer? Aoi Ashi includes a realistic story with real emotions of sadness, anger, and sometimes even betrayal. But we watch the main character build on his flaws as he works to not only become a better person in general, socially and in real life, but a better player too. Blue Lock has his fair share of emotions too. The anger, the lust for victory, and the ecstasy of winning. There is a sadness, but it's not really as much. Because in the end, Blue Lock is a faster paced story. It has no time for wallowing about in journeys to find yourself. In Blue Lock, we can see the hate burning and brewing in different players. We can see the true colours of players reveal themselves on and off the pitch. It is not as one-dimensional as you think. Blue Lock feeds off the sudden emotions on the pitch, the bursts of them, One match is a roller coaster of different emotions, the constant battles of players' persona and ego as they use their football IQ to outsmart each other. As jealousy brews between players, we watch them get better and stronger. So to sum up, Aoi Ashi is a slow burn of emotions sinking into you, while on the other hand, Blue Lock is fast-paced roller coaster of dozens of emotions pulsing through your veins. Characters. Aoi Ashi has many diverse characters. For God's sake, it even has women involved, unlike Blue Lock where the female is seen once. Nonetheless, the characters in Aoi Ashi are sort of interesting, but some of them are pretty bland and average. Aoi himself, on the other hand, as a character, is really enjoyable. His psychological journey of overcoming social problems, financial and football problems are really nice to watch. We watch an immature, egotistical boy climb over massive walls in order to reach his goals he can never achieve. But what I love about Aoi Ashi is the realism. Aoi is given heartbreaking news of his position change, and for a while he gives up. He thinks it's all over, and we can see the realism of it. He generally wants to be done. Hate begins to fuel him and his head becomes messed up. He thinks it's over, but he gives it a go. It's great to see that even though after dozens of episodes of him changing personality-wise, he doesn't change entirely. He grips onto the strong emotions from his egotistical self and uses it to boost his performance. Although he cannot go for the dream he dreamt of, he uses the cards he's dealt with and pursues a new dream from square one. Aoi shows his strong-headedness even when his heart is broken. He's a very eccentric character otherwise, but when it comes to football, we can see his mentality change and his mood in and out of the pitch. Blue Lock, on the other hand, has decent side characters and a few good ones. The rivalry is particularly good, and it very much reminds me of the Messi and Ronaldo era, which is still ongoing. I will get into those two in another video, why Rin and Isagi are similar to Messi and Ronaldo, but Isagi is like a switch with two personalities, and it's absolutely great to watch. It's so fun to watch Isagi just flip a switch inside of him. His evil and dark side suddenly bursts out when he plays the game, and the emotions skyrocket. Unlike Aoi Ashi, every day could be his last, and he's constantly on edge. Every character in Blue Lock has something that they're going to lose. They're giving it all. The stakes are far higher than Aoi Ashi, so you have to imagine everyone is constantly on edge. He works harder. His brain is pumping all the time, and it's no doubt that Isagi has a higher football IQ from what we've seen, which is arguable, maybe later in the manga, but from what I've seen, Isagi, his brain functions differently. His personality doesn't have much development, however. He's an exciting character to watch, but in terms of his psychological journey, his changes in mentality, I guess you can say he changed a little bit, but it's kind of a switch. Like, he just switches all of a sudden. So I wouldn't say he's got a better character than Aoi Ashi, to be fair. But he's enjoyable to watch, so that's what matters. And although I can go for an hour on this topic about analysing both animes, I would have to end it here. I mean, I've got no subscribers and I'm pretty much talking to no one. But I'll be releasing weekly if you've got this far. Final verdict. Which anime is better? And the answer is, they're too different to decide. Don't click off yet. The character types are different. Their settings are different. And the emotion is different. Everything is different. The style of the story, the style of the anime is completely different. But let me put it like this, just for the people that want an answer. Plot. I believe that Blue Lock characters will take this because it's different to any anime ever. It's the most original. Moving on. Characters. I believe Aoi Ashi will take this because of the character development and backstories, and even the side characters, they're more fleshed out. Emotion. I believe they're to be equal as they both show slow sinking and fast-paced emotions, which are both enjoyable. Aoi Ashi is a slower anime, so it has more slow sinking emotions, and it fits that story type. Blue Lock, on the other hand, has fast-paced, quick, pulsing emotions. Quick surges, bursts of emotions. And it fits that fast-paced story. You can't imagine Blue Lock with emotions from Aoi Ashi and vice versa. It just wouldn't work. Hype. It goes to Blue Lock, no doubt. End of. Pacing goes to both. They both fit their story type very well. Exposure and popularity. Blue Lock have been far more prevalent than Aoi Ashi, evidently. I mean, even with the World Cup as well, massive. I mean, their kits were literally designed off the manga, so I guess we can say that. Originality. Blue Lock, no doubt, never seen before. Similar to plot, blah, blah, blah. Main character, Aoi Ashi takes. Definitely, his psychological development and mentality change is a lot more interesting, and his character arc overall is nice. Enjoyable. Far more people enjoy Blue Lock than Aoi Ashi. Not to say that enjoyability is opinion-based. The only reason why more people enjoy Blue Lock is because it's more popular. But many arguments. So, from this short and concise video, you decide. I doubt. I don't even have that many subscribers. I can't lie to you, man, still. But yeah, tell me in the comments if you're bothered, to be honest. Like, if you like the videos, yeah, slap a sub. I don't really care. You do you, but just comment in it. Just tell me.